we're going to be doing a bunch of different things for the 100 subscriber stream. So please watch this whole stream if you're interested in seeing if you won the giveaway. So not only one giveaway, we got 2 giveaways. I don't know. Maybe I even do 3 giveaways. Anyways, so first thing I'm going to do is, so there's giveaway, Wilbert right there, and I'm gonna see. I tried filming a stream yesterday, and they had the dog barking, had all this different stuff, and I found out part of my book that I'm reading to you right now, Wilbert the Force Engine, was missing part of a page. So yeah, I gotta find what happened to that ripped page. I mean, that was kind of a bummer. So, but we get it back taped together. So, anyways, all right. I mean, that's what happens when you buy it secondhand. It might not come in the best condition. So I guess I'm just gonna read it to you guys. I mean, nobody's watching this, and I'm not sure if there's anybody who is gonna watch it during this time, but you know, if you're watching it later, and so be it. So forward. Dear friends, Wilbert works in Gloucestershire on the Dean Forest Railway. He kept asking if he could meet Thomas, and at last the Fat Controller managed to arrange it. The visit was not without its mishaps, but I know that Wilbert enjoyed himself. We hope that you will enjoy the stories of his adventures on the island of Sodor as much as he and the other engines did. The author. Do 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 cha 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 do 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 do. Yeah, apology for that theme song was pretty bad. I hadn't done that in like months, so or like ever. Anyways, Percy's Portage. Donald and Douglas were rushed off their wheels. The Fat Controller had come to see him. I'm looking for the Fat Controller. I know you don't mind hard work, he said, but you can't be everywhere at once. You need some help on the branch lines. The Scottish twins were grateful. I have a plan, the Fat Controller told him. He went to see a friend who lived in Gloucestershire, explained the problem. The friend took him to meet Wilbert, a smart blue saddle tank engine with 6 wheels. And it seems like he has a short stumpy funnel and a short stumpy dome as well. You see what I mean? Yeah. Okay. Oh, cool. We got first viewer. That's awesome. Hey, hello, how you doing? I'm just reading Wilbert the Forest Engine here. Apology for the bad lighting. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I just started. Yeah, thanks for watching the stream. Thanks. I don't know if you're a subscriber or not, but thanks for watching anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna continue the story. All right. See, I apologize. Page is ripped, so the full text isn't shown. So I'm gonna just try my best to like read it. The owner said you can come and help me for a while, the Fat Controller told Wilbert. Would you like that? Wilbert was very delighted. Yes, I would, sir, he said eagerly. The forest dean was short, and he was delighted uh, to give Wilbert some use of his wheels. I think you will be excited as you should be, as I think you will be, the Fat Controller went on. It's nice to get another engine like you at home, and then you can get get some more help back at home. So, you see what I mean? Yeah. Then not too pleased with it, and he left. Okay. Oh well. Percy was excited when he heard the news. Another saddle tank, sir, he said. Is it he like me, sir? The Fat Controller laughed. He's bigger and stronger than you, Percy. He said, besides, you can manage your trucks. I want him to help Duck. So I'm afraid you may not even meet him. During the week before Wilbert came, it was cold and wet. The engines thought it would never stop raining. Typical Britain. None of them wanted to go out, but passengers and trucks were waiting. That's a total mood. Just the sort of weather when you need porridge for breakfast, laughed Percy's driver. What's porridge? Asked Percy. It's, well, difficult to describe, admitted the fireman. You boil oatmeal and water, which makes a sort of sticky soup, finished the driver. Then you add milk and sugar. Delicious. At the station, by the river, sacks were being stacked on the platform. The men who had filled them had worked fast, and they had not tied the sacks properly. How many years working on this railway, and you still can't go by the rules of logic, the safety code. So here's that, the sheds. Everybody's miserable. Nobody wants to go out. Yep. Case on Mondays. All right, and then here is yep. Yeah, that's looking back on it. Yeah, you have such. Whoops, my bad. I tell you have such like a big platform right here. You could put the sacks anywhere. I don't know if everybody's just got the case on Mondays or what. I mean, you could have just put it here, here, here. No, it's got to be right there. Like, of course, there's a sack on the line. What could go wrong? Yeah, it's so close to the rail line. Yeah, what could go wrong? As the porter lifted the last stack, the signal arm dropped with a clang. Better hurry, here's Percy, the porter said, and he swung the heavy sack onto the pile, knocking the top one over. Several sacks toppled onto the railway line, and split open. The oatmeal inside the sacks burst open, covering everything. The pouring rain quickly turned into a sort of sticky soup. At the moment, Percy appeared. Count how many times that phone's gonna fall over. It's gotta be at least twice now. Okay, if I just... Okay. There you go. You know, I'm looking at the past page. It looked like one of the bags was gonna tip over regardless if that porter was gonna swing that top one onto it, the stack. So yeah, either way, I think it would have caused a very sticky situation. Percy wasn't going fast, but he couldn't prevent himself from plowing into the porridge, which now covered the rails. Ugh! He exclaimed, and stopped. Porridge dripped from Percy's wheels, rods, and frames. He felt awful, wet, sticky, and cold. His driver and fireman got down to inspect the mess. Oh dear, remarked the driver. Well, Percy, you found out about porridge the hard way, haven't you? The thing is, you're supposed to eat it, not paddle in it. Percy didn't think it was very funny. I wonder how many people just gotta try to figure out who won the giveaway. I mean, I'm sure there's quite a decent amount of people who watch this, but yeah, still. The Fat Controller wasn't amused either. He telephoned the junction, where they were just in time to stop Wilbur on his way to Duck's branch line. He came along Thomas's line instead, and soon reached the shed at the top station. Percy cheered up at once. I wanted to meet you, he said, but I didn't think it would be this way. Porridge is all right for breakfast, my driver says, but it makes of a mess of an engine who isn't expecting it. It sure does. It sure does. All right. First story. Pretty good story, I would say. So, yeah. I mean, some people say the Christopher Audrey books aren't as good as the original Reverend Audrey books, but I mean, yeah, I don't know about that, but it's still is pretty good. Oop, I got a notification. Okay. Cab over wheels. You're lucky to have a long line, Wilbur told Thomas and Toby. Mine is only 1.5 miles long, with a station at Norchard and another at Linley. The scenery is superb, though, and my driver says it's better up the valley. Our volunteers are going to open that bit too. They work hard, but it takes a long time. One of Wilbur's first jobs was at the lead mine. Don't pass the danger notice, Thomas warned. I fell down a mine once. Wilbert smiled. I worked in a culinary, he said, so I know about danger notices. But, he added, there was an engine once who thought he knew better. What happened? Asked Toby and Thomas. Wilbert paused. The engine didn't have a name, he began, just a number, 16. Then he worked in a steelworks. One of the jobs that 16 and his friends had to do was to take the waste from the works in special trucks to a place they called the tip. All right. There we go. And I'll be right back, guys. I gotta show you something. All right. I find it. Excuse me. Oh, found him. All right. Well, went on Wilbert, 16 got tired. 16 got tired of always stopping in the same place. He tried to go further, but his driver always prevented him. The other engines tried to stop him too. If the notice says danger, you shouldn't pass it, they said. 16 paid no attention. Don't be stupid, his driver said. We mustn't pass the notice, or goodness knows where we shall end up. But 16 wanted to know. Pooh, he scoffed. I can take care of myself. Yeah, that's better. Now you guys can see better. This set is really a lot of confusion delay, that's for sure. Okay. One wet day, 16's chance came. The rails were slippery, and when his driver tried to stop, he couldn't. You see, 16 had asked the trucks, which were in front of him, to carry on past the warning sign. They did just that, and the momentum pulled 16 with them. You silly engine, scoffed his driver. Wasn't my fault, muttered 16 sulkily. It was those trucks. You always wanted to pass that board, said the driver crossly. I believe you asked them to drag us on purpose. So, okay. A foreman ran towards them. What are you doing there, driver? He shouted. It's not safe. The trucks dragged us, explained the driver. Well, come to the office with me, and you, fireman, get your engine back on firm ground before it's too late, ordered the foreman. But it was already too late. As the foreman turned away, the earth beneath 16's wheels sank, and the rails sagged. A small rush of stone clattered away to the bottom of the bank. Alright. Echo. 16's fireman knew that if he tried to move the engine now, he would only make things worse. Ooh, groaned 16. Beneath his weight, the rails sagged even more. Suddenly, they fell away completely. As the fireman left for safety, 16 overbalanced. The coupling between him and the trucks broke, and he rolled cab over wheels down the bank. He reached the bottom with a crash and laid on his side, looking surprised and leaking steam in all directions. Help! He gasped weakly. Okay. 3 times. Don't know what tips more, 16 or the phone. Oh wow, it's already been 20 minutes. Thomas and Toby were silent. What happened to 16 after that? Ventured Toby. Oh, he was rescued, Wilbert said, but he wasn't repaired, and he was sent to the back of the shed in disgrace. Is he still there? asked Thomas. He got better than he deserved, smiled Wilbert. Some preservation people came and bought him, and now he lives in the Midlands. But I think he's lucky to have been given a second chance. Thomas and Toby only agreed. Honestly, it probably was because Christopher Audrey wanted more Thomas. I'm not Christopher Audrey. The publishers wanted more Thomas. That's probably why. It's probably one of the reasons why we never got more 16 and Wilbert stories. I think definitely would like to hear more about their railway. Don't you? That and the fact that maybe, yeah. No, I think, yeah. I was just gonna say maybe it was like, the Caldy Railway, the Snowdown Railway didn't really have a lot of stories or something like real life stories to base off of and stuff, but no, it wasn't because of that. I think there was definitely some story material there on the Dean Forest Railway, just other railways like that in general. Foaming at the funnel. There's a dairy besides Thomas's branch line, at the station where the lines divide to go either to the harbor or to the junction. Every afternoon special, tanker wagons are pushed into the dairy siding. They are filled with milk, and Percy takes them to the junction on his first train every morning. Thomas explains this to Wilbert. There's a hosepipe thing, which puts milk into the tankers, he said. They'd be ready by the time you get there for the first train. Okay. Yeah, let's get Thomas in here. Sounds easy enough, said Wilbert. Yeah. Thomas told him a great many other details too. Wilbert listened carefully, trying hard to remember them all. The next day he enjoyed himself. He was a much more powerful engine
than Percy, so he found that he could cope easily with Percy's turns. The trucks behaved well too, which was a help. Trucks actually behaving well. He's strong, he is, they muttered to each other. Don't upset him. You never know what he might do to get his own back. Man, even the trucks are impressed with him. Wilbur's such a Chad. Okay. One day, Wilbur took loaded stone trucks to the harbor. On his way back with empty ones, he stopped at the station by the dairy and pushed the empty trucks into a siding. He left them and set out towards the junction, pulling just a few vans. Right, he thought happily. I leave these vans at the junction and bring the empty tankers back. Then, when those are put in the dairy siding, I take the stone trucks on to the top of the station. Okay, cool. There we go. They met James at the junction. James knew who Wilbur was, of course, and asked how he was getting on. I'm just... There we go. I got 3 gold domes. Of course, I'm keeping one. This is the second one. And there's another one around here, too. So, not sure if I'm going to give this one away because I had to repaint some areas. So, it's got to look maybe a little rougher than probably the other ones. But, I don't know. He looks a little pink. That's what I'm saying. Wilbur chattered excitedly about the jobs he had been given to do that day. Sounds as if you're enjoying yourself, James said, but it's best to take things slowly at first. And he puffed away. Wilbur continued his journey and reached the dairy station easily. But his fireman was worried about water. We should have filled up at the junction, he said, but you were busy chattering to James. Ugh. Never mind, we get water here. Wait, it's fine. I'm not stressed or anything, Wilbur. I wonder. There we go. I'm just adding more engines to the fire. The chaos of the line. The tankers were at the end of the train, so all Wilbur had to do was to push them into the dairy siding. Then he drew forward and stopped beside the hose pipe. Just in time, said the fireman, and he put the hose into Wilbur's tank. As he turned the tap, the driver spoke to him. The fireman went to reply, but when he returned, he found that Wilbur had stopped at the wrong hosepipe. His tank was full, but not with water. Take a wild guess. It was filled with milk. Very delicious milk. And that's 4 times that phone has fallen over. Protein. 6 times. Oh boy. Okay. I'm gonna finish this stream up. Maybe I stream some more later. Like that, I'm only at 5% now, so I'm gonna finish the story up. I probably stream more later. You be foaming at the funnel if any of this gets to your boiler, gasps the driver. Quickly, they put out Wilbert's fire, and the firemen telephoned for help. Thomas came as soon as he could, very fast, and he pulled Wilbert back to the top station. Wilbert's tank was emptied and was given a thorough clean. The next morning, he was quite all right again. You and Percy make a fine pair, laughed Thomas. You had the porridge, and you had the milk. Ah, Thomas, you cheeky engine. Maybe you get some gluten-free Cheetos down your smoke box. All right, guys. So that was 3 stories. I'm gonna finish up that book later on. Thanks for watching this first stream, and yeah, I definitely stream later. Still got quite a few things to do and talk about. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all later. Bye.